Hi and welcome to the Zone.
We're back again.
This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home
for everything fantasy football.
All right. Hi and welcome to the Zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home for everything fantasy football. Thank you so much for making the time to join me and us for yet another episode. Game Week 6 is what we'll be covering on this preview show for Game Week 6. So I hope you're excited and I hope you're looking forward to some wonderful insights, as we just try and look at what Game Week 6 has in store for us. My name is Dennis Saras. As usual, you can follow me on my IG. I have an IG page for my FPL team. It's called FPL Dinosaurus. And I think we can be able to interact and engage on that level. So today we'll be able to have another guest on the show. But as we're waiting for him to join in, allow me to just kickstart the show as we try and look at some of the fixtures that we have on the menu for us for Game Week 6. And maybe we can just have an interesting discussion on that. So as you can see on your screens, Game Week 6 is going to be an interesting game week. Interesting because, of course, we are starting off with a bang. We are starting off guns blazing. We have our first two fixtures actually. Early kickoff on Saturday, Chelsea facing off against Manchester City and Manchester United facing off against Aston Villa. I mean, that's how the game week is starting, my people. The first two matches, which will be playing at the same time. So I believe there'll be some sort of goal rush right there. And these are big matches. I wonder what kind of analysis they did to inform that these two matches should play, at the same time and early kickoff. It's quite unusual. But yeah, that's what we are having on Saturday early kickoff. Chelsea Man City. I don't even know where to even start about that game. That's a potential title decider right there, because we've seen the fine form that Chelsea are in so far in the season. They've managed to brush off every opposition they've literally come across, except Liverpool, whom they drew 1-1, and arguably they can say it's because they were succumbed to that red card. Otherwise, they should have been able to maybe maneuver and get that win at Anfield, because they were very impressive with that red card, playing with 10 men, and they were able to, stifle Liverpool's attack. Actually, Liverpool were not able to do anything. You couldn't tell that Chelsea are down to 10 men, So that's why I'm saying this is a potential title decider, because it's like Man City and possibly Man United are the only test that is left for Chelsea. Other than that, we'll just have to hope and wait and see if they'll be brought down by a David, David versus Goliath scenario. Maybe the likes of a Norwich or a Burnley will catch them on a bad day, and be able to steal some points off of them. But without that possibility, then we need to see if Man City can stop these guys. Uh, so Man City, of course, are going through their challenges in terms of attack. It's not so fluid yet, but we have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne being back. They played such an interesting match in the Carabao Cup, winning convincingly, and Kevin De Bruyne starred in that game as well. So I feel like this is definitely built up to be an interesting fixture. And we'll talk about it from an FPL point of view, just to see what the value some of these players offer, and maybe who we can go for, or what we stand to gain in terms of FPL points with reference to this fixture. But then second is Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Again, another interesting fixture. Man United, of course, will be looking to bounce back from their I don't even know whether to call it embarrassing, but from their defeat against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Um, it's almost looking like a script now. Man United lose, a cup or a tournament match, and then they come back to the league and redeem themselves. You saw what happened with West Ham. Lingard made the mistake against Young Boys, cost them the game. But then against West Ham in the league, he produced a moment of brilliance to win them the game. And that brilliance was nowhere to be seen when they were facing West Ham again in the Carabao Cup. And so now Aston Villa are likely to be the, culprits, or should I call them victims, of yet another redeem job from Man United. So yeah, let's wait and see. Aston Villa also showed some good form to beat Everton 3-0 at home in the previous fixture, game week 5. And also in the Carabao, they held their own, won comfortably. The likes of Emi Buendia are back in the team. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if they can be able to do something special as well. But those are the two, I think, arguably biggest fixtures of the game week. And interestingly, we have them as the early kickoff. But then other than that, we can just go and look at what some of the games will be bringing our way come Saturday. So you can see Everton versus Norwich. This is going to be a very mouth-watering fixture from an FPL point of view. Of course, bearing in mind that in the 4 matches that teams have come against that Norwich defense, we've managed to get hauls, double-digit hauls from the attackers of the opposing teams. The likes of Salah, the likes of Ismail Yassar. It's actually only Aubameyang who was not able to get a double-digit haul against that Norwich defense. He got 9 points. But the rest, it's been a 12 or a 15 or a 13, something like that. So this is looking like a wait and see whether the likes of this is Everton. Solomon Rondon, who's holding fort in the absence of Calvert-Lewin, whether he can be able to, get his name in the score sheet and get his goal tally starting in the Premier League. Of course, we have the likes of Andros Townsend and Dremai Gray, who are in some sort of good form, so they might definitely enjoy playing against this leaky Norwich defense. So from an FPL point of view, this is a really, really, really interesting fixture. I think if we had Calvert-Lewin playing, it would definitely be one that would give us a potential captain option. But for the brave ones, of course, Rondon can always be a differential, in capital letters highlighted. Yeah, so Everton, Norwich, and then we can see the other games that will be playing out on Saturday. Leeds versus West Ham. That should be an amazing match. Both teams are quite competitive. Of course, Antonio will be back for this match. Mikel Antonio will be back for this match. I'm sure he will have something to say about his suspension, and he'll want to just remind players that, especially from an FPL point of view, that he's still value for money. Of course, we have Leicester versus Burnley. Um, Another one, very interesting game. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Watford versus Norwich. I don't expect a clean sheet in this match. I expect it to be attack all out. Saint Maximin facing off against Ismail Assar. Both of these teams don't necessarily have a stellar defenses, so it's almost attack versus attack. So that's why I'm saying I don't feel like there's a clean sheet in the offing over there. And Joe Willock is yet to register a goal, considering the kind of season that he had on loan at Newcastle that cost them to fork out 25 million, to buy him, hoping that he would be their saving grace. So I'm sure he's under pressure to produce something. So that will definitely be an interesting fixture. And our last game for Saturday, we have Liverpool facing off against Brentford. Another one where it's just looking like an FPL buffet, for the likes of Sadio Mane, the likes of Salah, Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk. They all look like they are likely to get some serious holes in that fixture. So yeah, that's what we have on Saturday. Let's look at Sunday. Just some two fixtures on Sunday. Southampton facing off against Wolves. I feel like this will be a cagey affair, considering both these teams have not necessarily been prolific in the season so far. The attackers are drawing blanks, the likes of Armstrong versus Jimenez and Traore, who are yet to, Armstrong only has one goal, I believe. Jimenez, Traore yet to open their accounts for the season. So I feel like it will be a cagey affair, maybe not too not too open a game, but yeah, let's wait and see how that plays out. From an FPL point of view, not so much perhaps to look at in that game. But yeah, many of us had in our wildcard, we brought in some Wolves assets who have not lived up to the billing so far. So maybe hopefully Southampton will give them an opportunity to, redeem themselves, redeem their position in our teams. And then we have Arsenal versus Tottenham, North London Derby. North London Derby action on Sunday. This is the last match of Sunday. This, of course, will be a very big game. It always is. It always is a very big game. It's always a goal fest. Harry Kane is almost assured a goal. It's like as soon as he walks into the Emirates Stadium, the keeper will just hand him the ball and just be like, let's get it over with, just score, and then we can continue with the match. Because Harry Kane has to score against Arsenal, come rain, come hailstorm, come sunshine. But Tottenham are going through a rough patch right now. Defensively, you saw how they struggled against Wolves in the Carabao Cup. You saw how they also struggled against was it Rennes in the Europa Conference League, playing out I think a 2-2, which ended up in penalties. So they're struggling to keep goals out of their defense. Like their defense is shipping in goals. That's what I'm trying to say. And of course, Arsenal are struggling to score goals, having scored only 2 goals in the season so far. It is definitely looking like a very interesting match. It's like we can't call it. Both teams have their struggles right now. They are going through their struggles right now. So it's almost a case of who will have more luck in the day, or who will show up for the game in the day. But then other than that, there's not so much to ride on. There's not so much to ride on with regards to Arsenal versus Tottenham, but definitely a lot is at stake for this fixture, and can't wait to see how it plays out. I have triple Arsenal assets, or I had triple Arsenal assets. We'll look at that when we're looking at our teams and just discuss some of the decisions that I made or we've made in light of preparing for game week 6. And the last fixture of game week 6 will be on Monday. Crystal Palace facing off against Brighton Hove Albion. Brighton are having the start of their life, currently sitting pretty on fourth position in the league. Crystal Palace, it's a hit and miss, hit and miss. Um, sorry. Crystal Palace is a hit or miss, so we don't know what to expect. But of course, they have the likes of Wilfred Zaha, who can always make magic out of nowhere. Eduardo looks like he's a player; he can do something. Gallagher, he's showing some good form for that Crystal Palace side. So it should be an interesting match to finish off the game week for us. We can bring in our guest for today and just get this conversation going, just to see what. All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
good to. Yep, yeah, good to be here.
You guys had left me hanging high and dry. I was doing. I felt like I was being a news reporter, only that I can be seen.
It's good. I mean, you're doing a solo, Alicia Keys FC.
Uh, Thank you so much for joining. All right, we
Yeah.
can jump right into it. I think I've basically done a roundup of the fixtures for game week 6. Maybe Junior being a Chelsea fan, we can get some of your comments on that Chelsea Man City fixture, which is actually our feature match for game week 6. What do you
Mhm.
think? What are you expecting to happen in that match?
I think first of all, thank you very much, guys, for having me back again for FPL Manze. It's always FF Zone Manze. It's always it's always the place to be. Yeah. So I think on the fixture of Chelsea and Man City, first of all, I think we should expect a lot of goals because these teams, like for example, as you've seen, Chelsea, the last game we played in Premier League, we scored like three goals to nil. And Man City have been on a five plus streak, man, and it's crazy. So I think we should expect a lot of goals. Um, Not necessarily when I mean a lot. I don't mean 4 goals, 5 goals, 3 goals. I mean like 2-2, 1-1-2 there, because the previous matches we've had, I think we've always been like 1-0, 2-1. But this one, I think it will have a lot of competition. And considering right now that Chelsea have a very good defense system, likes of Rudiger, guys, right now, I think Chelsea has a perfect squad right now, where everyone knows where they're playing and what role they have in the team. So I think it's a very good match to watch. It will be a very entertaining match, honestly. But I still think that we'll have an upper hand against Man City. It's Chelsea, man. Chelsea.
Okay. I heard you say there'll be a lot of goals, a lot of goals. Adiga, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I think there will be goals, but this is the thing, yeah. Manchester City failed to score against Southampton, and this is definitely not a very top side. Manchester City, of course, it's now clear and starting to show the lack of an out and out striker, in their team, to be able to score those goals, convert the goals, especially in a tight game. And we're talking about now Chelsea, who has a joint best defense with Liverpool in the league right now, having only conceded 1 goal against Liverpool. And definitely Chelsea will still come defensively strong for this game, and tight. Of course, it's going to be a tight game as well. And again, they've added Lukaku on top of it. Since the last time, last season beat them 3 games in a row. So everything, of course, tells you that Chelsea is going to win this game, but doesn't take away the fact that this is Manchester City. These are the champions, and this is Pep Guardiola, and can still do something about it again. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to a very interesting game here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I like what you've said. Man City is Man City. They'll always be a threat. They'll always offer something in a game, despite even in that match against Southampton. Yes, they failed to score, but when you watch the match, when you look at the match, it was just a matter of bad luck, and
Yeah,
some just untimely finishing, let me say that. But they created all the chances they needed to make that an easy 3-0, 4-0 win. But also Southampton had some good chances, not to
yeah,
clearly write them off. But the point
yeah,
is, Man City will always create chances.
yeah.
So maybe it will just fall down to the attack not being up to par in that point in time, or some of those decisions that might not go in their favor. But of course, you don't expect Man City to be blunt.
And
The
KDB is
day,
back.
yeah, the day we use blunt to describe Man City, that will be the day.
That's the day they are putting a spliff.
All right, so let's get
Yeah.
some predictions. What do you think? Junior was talking about some 2-1, 1-2. What do you think? What are you feeling?
Personally, I think first of all, of course, guys, that it's Chelsea and it's a new face of Chelsea and it's a new looking Chelsea. I think it's one of the most dangerous teams you'll ever face in this season. If you're Arsenal, if you're Man City, if you're Manchester United with Ronaldo in it, no matter who you are right now, I think Chelsea is a force to reckon with. So I think, of course, I'm gonna go with Chelsea, 3-2, 3-2 or 3-1, Chelsea. But I think we'll
Okay.
score 3 goals. Yeah.
Wow.
You're definitely seeing a lot of goals. 3-2,
Wow.
3-1.
Yeah,
3-2.
3-2, 3-1. I think.
I would
Any
love to see
guy?
a game
Any
like
guy?
that.
No, that would be an
Um,
amazing game to watch.
yeah.
We'll
But
see.
anyways, I think it's going to be a tight game. 2-0 to Chelsea.
Okay, I think I'll be the devil's advocate. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking Chelsea will be put in their place. I feel like Chelsea are really cocky right now. Yes, they have a good team. Yes, they have all these things riding for them. But I think that is likely to be their Achilles heel, because
Yeah.
Everyone can
Guardiola
notice
might just
who's
catch them
fan is talking
sleeping.
right
Yeah,
now.
Guardiola
That's
might
right.
just catch them sleeping. Because remember, this guy can, and he has a squad that is capable of
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
of hurting this Chelsea side. And it's not
Mm.
like even the opponents that Chelsea have played against didn't get some good opportunities. It's just a matter of quality of strikers, quality of finishing, that kind of thing.
Mm.
So I think Chelsea are going to get a rude awakening, a rude shock. So I'm thinking 2-1
Interesting.
Manchester
Interesting.
City. 2-1
Remember,
Manchester
this is
City.
at the Stamford Bridge, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
also
is not
wondering. I'm also
necessarily which
wondering.
is not necessarily a fortress. Stamford
What
Bridge
what
has never been known to be a fortress.
what do
It's
you mean? What do you mean we've not faced quality strikers? Man, we played Liverpool, man, and Liverpool,
and they
Mo
scored.
Salah is not
And
a
they
joke.
scored. Did they not score? They
But
scored.
it was a draw, and we had a red card.
Yeah,
Consider
that's what
that.
I'm telling you, Man City have every potential to hurt you guys.
Ah, man. Yeah, they do.
No,
Of course
yeah,
they do.
they do. That's what I'm
Yeah.
I'm just I'm just putting it out there that I feel they'll be able to exploit that and come out of here with a win. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and
Okay,
see.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's heating up. It's heating up in the zone.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe okay, I don't what do you think about that Arsenal Tottenham fixture?
Wow. First of all, let me just say this. I think we're going to slap Tottenham up. That's
You might be shocked.
no. For the last few actually 3 games, Tottenham have been really poor, conceding 3-0 to Crystal Palace. They were slapped 3-0. Slapped 3-0 last week to Chelsea. They struggled against Wolves yesterday in the Carabao Cup. Of course they went to penalties and won. Of course, when Son came on, it was a different game altogether. I think they're really struggling for form right now. And what a time to actually face Tottenham. But this is the thing. A derby is a derby. And a North
Yeah.
London derby especially is a North London derby. It's always full of surprises. This is the thing again. Kane will always score in a North London derby. So yes, we're gonna put Kane's goal there, but we're still gonna slap them like 3-1. I reckon. So yeah.
That's a very bold prediction, given that the only instance Arsenal have scored 3 goals is against substandard opposition. Underline the word substandard. But
Yeah, that's like Tottenham. Yeah.
Yeah, Tottenham.
So
That's what I wanted
yes.
to Okay,
But you know
okay,
what,
okay.
guys? Yeah?
Yeah, Julian.
Deno, let me tell you something here.
Yeah,
I feel like Arsenal have an upper hand. You know, since Gabriel is back on the defense and Thomas Partey is on the midfield, man. I think Arsenal have just found their rhythm. I think they're finding their rhythm right now. And I think Tottenham, on the other hand, like the previous game, they had like 4 shots. You know, actually, since the beginning of the season, I think they've had 4 shots on target, which is like very, very, very scary, very wanting, considering,
yeah,
you know, they have Song Heung-min back and they have Hurricane. And look at them. The first time we played with them as Chelsea, they were very, very threatening and they were always knocking on the door, but they were not creating like
quality
those goal
chances.
scoring moments. They didn't have the goal scoring moment. But Arsenal right now, Arsenal want one chance and they punish you. You know, Odegaard there, you know, with Pepe, with Aubameyang, which I think if they can be able to bring Lacazette in, if Arsenal by chance bring Lacazette in, because I think it was the finishing that Aubameyang showed on the last game was a little bit shaky. So I think
Yeah,
if they can bring Lacazette in, Tottenham can be on a tight ride. They're
You
not
raised
ready for us.
something there.
I agree with you. Yeah.
You raised something there. Well, Arsenal rested 10 players
Yeah.
from the game against Burnley. They rested 10 players against Wimbledon. So definitely they're going to start the same squad. I feel it's going to be the same squad that started against Burnley. It's going to be fresh. Tottenham played most of the players.
Yeah.
Okay, not most, but a lot of the first team players. So I think that's also going to be a factor as well on that
Yeah.
Super Sunday.
All right, all right. Let's leave the rest for the day as we see, how this unfolds. But yeah, I agree. I agree. I'd like to see Lacazette in that match. So let's look at our teams with reference to game week 6 and some of these fixtures and see who we are hoping to, get some points from. We can start with Junior's team if possible. Mr. Junior, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um.
okay, okay. Your team looks interesting. I see a lot of blue in that team.
Of course, man. I mean, what are you saying, bro? Apart from Dina, who like look at Dina, who like give me a negative last week, and right now he's
Apart
in the
from
bench.
who?
Look at Dina.
Oh, it sounded like you said apart from dinner.
Oh, you guys call him Luke Dean, right, or something?
Look
Hey,
at
hey,
Dean.
say
Look
apart
at
from
Dean.
dinner.
I did
Continue, sorry.
Okay. Don't mind my accent. Anyway, uh, I think honestly my team is very, very fantastic right now. I really love this team. Especially Rudiger and Zuma in my defense. You know, and surprisingly, I don't know if you
Hey,
guys noticed,
yeah.
but I put Ederson in, and I know we're gonna score against him, but I don't know why I put Ederson there. I was just like, you know what, guys. I prefer because I have Martinez and I have Ederson. I thought probably Manchester will trash Aston Villa, and I didn't want to change my goalkeeper, so I was like, let me just go with Ederson and die with him. I think my strongest position right now is my midfield because I have and I've captain Salah, which I think it will be a point of discussion at some point.
Yeah.
Um, I have Grealish, of course. I think he's been creating a lot of chances, and I'm thinking he'll create a chance against Chelsea. I'm not sure, but I know something will happen. Pogba, of course. I know you guys. I think for the second time now. The last time I was here, I told you guys that Pogba is gonna create chances every single time, and Pogba has been giving me points. And clearly, Pogba is unstoppable right now, especially if Manchester United can choose the right first 11 and put Pogba in the middle of the pack, um, in the middle of their midfield, where I think he's most effective, rather than putting him on the right or the left side on the wings. I think who else is there? Mason Mount, of course. You guys know Mason Mount is a rock, man. He's a creative player, and I think he's gonna give me points against Manchester United, Manchester
Yeah,
City. I'm sorry.
yeah.
And then Antonio, of course. You know what, guys? I don't know if we can talk about Antonio any longer, but Antonio is a force to be reckoned with this season. I feel like he'll thrash. Especially look at Leeds. Leeds is a team that likes attacking, and when they attack, guess what Antonio loves doing the most is running behind the defenders. And this is, I think, one of the strongest one of the strongest changes I've made, because Antonio was not in my team initially, but I brought him in. And then lastly, Joe Linton. I think Joe Linton, because Newcastle have been playing a very good football. They've been playing like really good football, and I expect either he scores or at least he links up with Semaximan, and we can get at least an assist or a goal. Yeah, and that is my starting 11. That is my team, man.
Your team is very interesting. I feel like you've made some. The last time you were here, you got, I think that was 70. You got 78 from a totally differential team. So
Yeah.
I'm really being cautious. I'm really being cautious with my criticism. But I'm like,
watch out, man. Watch out, bro.
Unless you have some information that we don't. This team looks like it needs some more work, because you have Pogba. Out of that entire Manchester United team, instead of Bruno or Cristiano,
instead of Ronaldo
or Luke Shaw, you have Pogba.
Yeah.
Wow. And then that Newcastle double up is also. And then you went for Joe Linton instead of Maximin. You went for Joe Linton instead of Maximin. Mm-hmm. Very, very bold choices right there. But I like Antonio. Antonio, I think he's one of the players that for me this week I'm going to miss out on. I hope he gets another red card, because
you're joking, right?
I feel he's going to have a really good game week. Like you said, Leeds not only like to attack, then they don't like to defend.
Yes. Yeah.
So that will work in your favor.
Yeah.
Over to you, ideal guy.
Good. I mean, my team is more or less gonna be the same as last week, except for a few injury news that I've just actually received.
You have received?
Yeah.
Ideal guy gets the news, man. He's ideal guy, man. What are you saying? This guy is ideal guy.
Okay. Yeah, but anyways,
we can have ideal guys team.
We can have my team up, and then we just have a look
that he has received.
This guy is saying Taliban, man. He has the news.
Yeah. So, anyways, the injury news is for Bamford. Apparently, Bamford is not gonna be available for this game week.
Wow.
Yeah, that's big. Having brought him in just last week, that's big for me, because now I have to just find a way of taking him out immediately. But this helps me, because I was struggling to see how I'm gonna bring in Ronaldo into my team, and goodbye Fernandes this week. That's a transfer that I'm gonna actually just make. Fernandes straight. Of course, I'm just trying to think of different options to replace Fernandes, but I'm actually considering Ismail Assar for the next 2 game weeks before I play my wild card in game week 8, probably. So yeah, that's how my team is looking like. Of course, Antonio, I kept the faith in Antonio, and that's also looking like it's gonna be a standout for me. My captain's armband is on Salah right now. Still, I'm actually expecting him to deliver points, but I could probably make a last minute move for Antonio, because I'm just considering it as well, especially because of what you just said about Leeds. Rafinha, I have a feeling he's still gonna play. He's been flagged. Jota has been missing a lot of chances, and it's really crazy how I'm still having him in my team, because I don't take too many hits. I'm gonna take a -4. This is gonna be my first hit of the season, actually. So I'm still just keeping the faith in him. Probably he will actually score. He probably could score in such an odd game. Backline is just. I think I'm just thinking of going maybe a back 5. Especially if I don't replace. If I don't replace Bamford, yeah. But if I place Bamford, of course, with Roro, then definitely I'll still take Tanganga off, because I think Arsenal is gonna slap Tottenham up, and probably even keep a clean sheet. Keep me at that. But anyways, my team is just looking like that. My back four is definitely 5. Alonso. But the standout player is Alonso, by the way. Alonso, I'm definitely keeping him, and I'm considering especially being in a second Chelsea defender maybe next week or so. But yeah, that's how my team is looking at. Like my bench is not too convincing, but it's not about the bench; it's about the first 11.
No,
Thank you,
sometimes
man.
it's about the bench. Sometimes it's about the points
Well,
that
last
come
week I
from the
saw.
bench.
Well,
Yeah,
last week I saw it
the
for
bench
sure,
came
for
in
sure.
handy for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely have an interesting team. Another one of, another team without Ronaldo, and I'm like, wow,
No,
you
I'm
guys are
bringing him
bold.
in. Ronaldo
You
is
guys
getting
are
into my
What do
bold.
you
team.
guys mean? What do you mean, Ronaldo, man? There are a lot of players
No,
that can give you points more than Ronaldo for this
But
it's
game
this
week.
is
just
the thing.
Antonio
yes,
being one
for
of them.
sure, for sure, for sure. But there are not a lot of them who can guarantee the consistency in
That he
which,
can.
yeah, he will bring the points.
This is the thing, yeah. As much as yes, Ronaldo is a good pick for now, but if I'm to look at if I'm to look at actually the next 3 or 4 game weeks, I
No,
think
yeah,
Lukaku is a better pick
His time
than
is up. The
Ronaldo.
time for owning Ronaldo is almost up. We are switching to
Yeah.
Lukaku. Come game week 7, we are switching to Lukaku. So all of you guys have already missed out. You might as well just go to Lukaku Mapema. We'll find you there. We'll find you there,
Uh-huh.
you know. But
Ah.
another thing that we should definitely also acknowledge is that Ronaldo is a big game player. So just because the fixtures are not necessarily easy, do not particularly mean that he's not going to bring in points for those games. So it's still up in
Actually,
the air. But of course, Lukaku has the better fixtures.
I was just saying, I was just saying, like a lot of people are considering either Ronaldo or Salah for captain, and I don't know exactly. I think we'll have a segment to talk about captains or something, or who to
Yeah,
captain or something.
just now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think let's get there. Let me not
We
jump the
can
gun.
we can look at my team then, and then we jump into the captain conversation.
Okay.
As you can see, very
Yeah,
simple team, very simple team.
you brought in a player I was about to mention.
Very simple team, as you can see. Those who are
Wow.
able to maybe see my in my Denosara's page, I just put up this poll just trying to find some ideas on who to go with. For me, I didn't think I wanted to go into game week 6 with 3 Arsenal assets, despite the fact that I feel they can have a good game. I feel like that was exposing myself too much. And
Mhm.
ideal guy, we talked about this last week. I'm now in a good position in most of the leagues, and I have to think about longevity. So I
Yeah.
can't just afford maybe having one game week where I'm like I slack and allow people to gain ground over me. So that's why I decided to make that move, shipping out Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Vardy, which was a very tricky decision because I had 3 options, either Vardy or Antonio or Rondon. But the reason why I didn't go for Antonio is because I have Benrahma. And like I told you, I'm trying to stay clear from too many double ups in my team. So I feel like if Antonio is having a good game, most likely Benrahma will get in on some of that action. So I won't miss out entirely. But then you see, Vardy is a player that not many people have yet in their teams because of the clamor for Lukaku and Ronaldo. Not many of us can afford Vardy considering he's 10.4 million. So I feel like it's a good differential to have. He got his goal against Brighton. Of course, they lost the match. So this is one where they have a lot to prove. They have something to say. So I'm hoping that he can give me a haul for this game. We can be another differential of mine. But otherwise, the rest of the team is exactly as it was for game week 5.
Amazing. Actually, I was about to say Vardy when we're talking about getting into that captain conversation because I think Vardy is actually a very good pick at home against Burnley.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those outside picks that we haven't mentioned a lot this season, but has been gathering up some points, And again, I mean, he's in the range of that of Oba, with which you just actually taken out. I think for me that's a very brilliant move, and again one that I'm actually very jealous of at the moment. But
These are the
because
benefits of wildcarding early.
yeah,
You get to plan these things in advance.
you get to play
You played your
around with
wild
your
card
team.
already.
Yeah, I played it in game week 3.
Man, I'm still planning to. I think I'm planning to play my wild card. I think next week, this coming
Yeah.
game week. Yeah.
It will be a good
Amazing,
time. It will be a
amazing.
good time. Game week 7 looks like it will have some good tidings to bring along. But yeah, so let's look at the captain options. I think to wind down this conversation. So of course, first of all, we look at from a fixture point of view, the players with the most favorable fixtures, and we can't look no further than all those Liverpool assets. As you've
Yeah.
seen in all our teams, we all have the armband on Salah at this point in
Salah,
time
yeah.
against Brentford. We are definitely foreseeing a 4-5 kind of humbling, scoreline. Liverpool scoring against Brentford. That's why most of us have the armband on Salah. So, do you guys think he's the favorite for game week 6?
He may be
Um,
the favorite, but I don't think he will deliver as much. This is my thinking. Yes, as much as Brentford could concede a lot of goals against Liverpool, but Brentford haven't been conceding a lot of goals actually over this season as well,
Oh
and
yeah.
I've kept a few clean sheets as well even the past few game weeks. So this is my thinking. My thinking is I don't think they've conceded more than 2 goals in a match so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. And of course we know Liverpool, of course, are slapping everyone they meet along the way. But this is my thinking. It could end a 1-0 or a 2-0, and you could see maybe Mane and Jota on the score sheet. This especially being that many people are captaining him. So yeah, in my thinking, he's not the very best pick. I think there could be better options than Salah.
Yeah, I think we are struggling to look past the fact that in the last 5 game weeks, Salah has managed to comfortably bring in 3 double-digit hauls, and 8 points. And it's only one match against Burnley where he flopped with 3 points. So this guy looks like he's on a roll, and he's playing for a contract. You know what happens when these players are playing for a contract? They will bring heaven down just to show that they deserve the figures that they're asking for. And this looks like one of those seasons where also there's a sort of competition that is building up between Mane and Salah.
and
They
yeah.
seem to have it, in themselves to try and outdo one another. And of course, that only works to our favor. Another thing to consider is the form that Trent Alexander is in. Of course, his form is good news for Salah or Mane, because that means he's bringing in some quality balls in terms of crosses, passes. You know, I
Yeah,
think I think it will be so hard to look past Salah, and only the fact that Brentford have not conceded so many goals, I think is due to the quality of players of opponents that they've faced rather than at the quality of their defense. Because in all fairness, the only big team is Arsenal that they've faced so far. So this will be a test. This will be a test for the new boys, and I think it will be too heavy for them.
well, I mean,
Surprisingly,
they're also yeah. I'll just say before Junior, they're also high in
okay.
confidence. They just offer a 7-0 win in Carabao Cup, so they're very high in confidence. Anyways, Junior,
Against who? Cheltenham
it
or
it it, it
Rochdale?
doesn't
What
it,
was
it
that
doesn't
team?
matter. It doesn't matter. But it's a 7-0.
Okay, okay, okay.
Honestly speaking, I also really love Brentford right now because they're in a very good form. Honestly, their confidence. Once God, I think I was lacking. Can you guys hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I think
Oh, I
you're
think
having some lag.
yeah, sorry. So I was saying, I think Brentford right now, their players have a lot of confidence right now. They're in like a three games winning streak right now, and I don't think that they'll be a very easy team, especially their forwards and their midfield is very good because they have a lot of experience in their. I don't know about their backline, but I know about their forward players and their midfield, and they have like two very good strikers. They are 4-4-2. I think they mostly play 4-4-2,
Yeah.
which fits their two striker system. And both strikers are very, very dangerous, and they look for each other, and they're very good with counter attack and everything. So personally, I think as much as I've put Salah, and I think the ideal guy mentioned that, I'm still weighing my options. I'm seeing myself going with Antonio because apparently it's a very good game for Antonio. And right now, if you look at West Ham just beat Manchester United the other time. It's the other day. It's actually this week, right? Yeah, this week.
Yesterday. Hmm.
Yeah, actually, it was yesterday. Okay, so you see, if you look at West Ham right now, their midfield, if you look at Trice and is it called Suchek or something? Suchek,
Yep.
Suchek. Yeah, I think those two guys have a very good bone right now. If you look at their striking, man, it's one of the best right now, man. If you look at Antonio, he's one of the craziest person you can face as a defender. And if you look at their defense right now, you watched the game against Manchester United where Zuma and Ronaldo, the tussle between Zuma and Ronaldo, and
Yeah.
it was a very tough game
Zuma was
for them.
actually really good in that game. Wow, he was
Yeah,
stopping some impossible balls. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he's just brought to the fore the other captain option, who's of course Mikel Antonio. He's back
yeah.
from his suspension and ready to prove a point, facing a team that is allergic to defending. Of course,
Yeah.
that is music. That is music to his ears.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. If you have Antonio, maybe he might not be such a big risk,
Mm,
to captain him over Salah. Because of course Antonio will bring in the points, and then whatever Salah brings in, you still have double the pleasure, right?
yeah.
Ronaldo as a captain option at
Villa.
home against Villa. What do you guys think? Of course, he's gonna score. The question is, how many will he score?
First of all, let me stop you there. I think first of all, you need to realize the Villa system of defense. I think Villa have very very good defense system, and if their defense will be at par, Ronaldo will struggle. Just like Lukaku, I saw the game. You see, when we played Villa at Carabao, we like Tuchel introduced Lukaku, and then if you notice, Smith introduced what is his guy? Not is he called Tanganga? Not Tanganga. What is his name?
Tyron Mings or who?
No, not Mings. The other defender, the one that partners with Mings. It's called who? Konsa. Konsa.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Conte.
yeah.
So they have very big defenders, very good defenders who can actually. If you saw the game against between Manchester United and West Ham, I think it will be exactly the same. Ronaldo will have a very very tough task to face those big Leeds defenders who are Aston Villa defender, which I think they'll play a three defense system with Mings, Konsa, and Tuanzebe. I think he's called Tuanzebe or something. The guy from Manchester United on loan.
Yeah.
I think it's called Tuanzebe. So the three of them, they'll be a nightmare for Manchester United striker. So I think Ronaldo for me, honestly, and I don't have any bad blood against Ronaldo, but I think Ronaldo will be a very big risk because I don't know how much of an impact he'll be in this game.
I beg to differ.
Okay, that's definitely
Um,
an interesting point of view. Yes, I do,
I,
guy.
I beg to differ. I mean, we watched the game. Manchester United was playing against West Ham over the weekend, and how each and every ball was just every chance,
Aimed
every
at
big chance
Ronaldo.
was just
Yeah,
aimed. The focal point is just Ronaldo. Whether it's Bruno, whether it's Pogba, it's just the whole team. The focal point is Ronaldo, and this my thinking. I still think Villa are conceding as well a lot of chances to this season that I feel Manchester United as well will definitely have a couple of chances to be able to get through their defense. Now, is Ronaldo a good pick? Yes, I think he's a very good pick. I think these are the type of games that Ronaldo scores one or two goals. I probably think he would actually score maybe two goals in this kind of game. He'll just bully that defense. Of course, has the likes of Zuma and everything, but I think I think
Zuma.
this is sorry. Sorry,
Mings.
Zuma. I mean Mings. I know Junior just said Zoom and I got
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay,
has a
okay.
like so. But I think he's definitely gonna be a good pick.
Yeah,
If you
just
can,
just for
just
your
captain him.
That's what I can
information,
see.
the last time that Aston Villa and Man United have played, the last three times that they've played, Man United have won. In 2 occasions, they've won by a margin of 3 goals. They've scored 3 goals. And both of those matches were away from home. And at home, they won by 2-1. So just to tell you that Manchester United have also made a habit of beating Aston Villa. They've made a habit of it. So, and the likes of Tyrone Mings and who not have been there, So I feel like this would be light work for Man United. So and remember, they're trying to redeem themselves from
I
coming
hope you guys.
from
I hope you
from being
guys will
kicked
call me
out
for
of
a
the
review.
league.
I hope you guys
No,
will
we'll
call
do
me
the
for a
review.
review
We'll do the
because
review.
I have to mention this. I have to call you on this because I know
No,
and I promise
no,
you
I'm
guys
telling
that
you,
Ronaldo.
I'm basing it off of historical, encounters. This is not just hearsay. The last three
Yeah,
times they played, Man United have won all of them with at least a
yeah.
margin of 2 goals or 3 goals. So off of that, I feel, and now they have Ronaldo. They didn't have Ronaldo in any of those. Now
Yeah,
they have Ronaldo. I'm
that's a
telling you,
game changer. That's a
expect
big
no
game
less,
changer.
expect no less than 3 or 4 goals, honestly.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
no one will get more pleasure from seeing Man United fail to win or score in this match than I. So by all means,
Personally,
I pray. By all
I'll get
means,
all the pleasure, man. I'll
yeah,
get
by
all
all
the
means,
pleasure
I
if Man
pray that
United get.
Junior is right and Cristiano struggles. I pray by all means. But of course, from an FPL point of view,
Uh-huh.
I try to be a bit more realistic. But yeah, let's wait and see. So yeah, we've covered those are 3 or 4 captain options. We have Salah, and of course, with Salah comes Mane with an outside chance because not many people own both of them. But there are those who have Mane as the differential. And the stats this season are really supporting Mane as an attacking threat. It's just a matter of time before the goals start coming in. So whoever has Mane in place of Salah can definitely risk and get Captain Salah. Uh, Antonio, of course, hoping to see him come back with a bang. Ronaldo, of course, waiting to see if he proves his pedigree in the league, as an elite striker. And I think those are the. You talked about Vardy, ideal guy, as an outside
Yeah,
option
yeah,
against Burnley at home. And yeah, I think just when you said it, I felt it. I was like, yeah, Vardy is one of those players who,
yeah,
out of nowhere, hat trick. He just comes up with a hat trick out
yeah.
of nowhere. And
Let's
then,
not
of course,
forget
he
Vardy
goes.
is an FPL legend.
Oh yeah, Vardy is definitely one to look out for. So yeah, those are the 3 hot captain options for game week 6. Junior, you have a burning point?
Yeah, about Vardy especially. You know they brought in Lookman, and I think honestly with Lookman in the game, Vardy will be a very big threat, especially against a Burnley defense that is not that fast, and those guys are super fast. If you've seen
Yeah,
their game, their attack is very fast. Like it's one of the
yeah.
fastest right now.
No, yeah, they'll definitely get some good chances. All right, so that's basically it for our show today. Hey, it's been a long one. Thank you so much, guys, for turning up. Let's gear up for yet another roller coaster of a game week as we wait and see how the games unfold. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone who's managed to just catch the show today, and we look forward to an amazing game week ahead. Let's meet on the review show on Monday, where we'll be looking at what transpired in the weekend. Thank you, and that's our time.
Cheers, man. See ya.